Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a trip where desire, choice, discipline, and determination all come together to shape the very core of our lives. Today we're going to learn a lot about the pillars of achievement. Each of these is an important part of building a successful life. For example, picture the strength of a strong desire that never goes away. This desire should be so strong that it drives you to do great things. These traits, along with a clear-headed mind that can make firm decisions even when things are unclear, are what dreams are made of. Will and desire are not enough, though. In order to keep them in check, we need to be disciplined and promise ourselves every day that we will keep our word. And along with discipline comes determination, the unwavering drive to keep going, even when things get hard, until we not only reach our goals, but also go beyond them. As we learn more about these principles today, let's bring out the promise that has been dormant inside us. Let's use the power of desire, decision, discipline, and drive to make our dreams come true in the future. Let's start this life-changing journey of mastery and success for ourselves together. You can dramatically improve the overall quality of your life much faster than you believe possible. All it really takes are the 4 Ds. The first is the desire to change. The second is the decision to act. The third is the discipline to practice the new behaviors you've decided on. And the 4th D is the determination to persist until you achieve the results you desire. Here's a story that illustrates this. An insurance executive enrolled in my advanced coaching and mentoring program and attended the first of our quarterly full-day coaching sessions we offer to clients each year, 4 times annually. When he began the program, he worked 6 to 7 days a week, 10 to 12 hours per day, and hadn't taken a vacation in over 4 years. He earned over $100,000 a year, but was out of shape, overweight, highly stressed, and dissatisfied with his life. He felt overwhelmed by too much to do and too little time. He hoped at the very least this program would provide him with some new time management techniques he could use to increase his productivity and gain control over his life. From day one, he learned and applied the focal point process step by step. He analyzed every part of his work and personal life. He identified areas where he was achieving the best results and earning the most money. At the same time, he identified areas that consumed a huge amount of time but contributed very little to his real goals. He then made a list of everything he was doing and applied the "if I weren't doing this now, I wouldn't start it today" test. Almost immediately, he realized there was a huge amount of activity he was trapped in and responsibilities he had taken on over the years that contributed very little to his life and true goals. He then set new goals for his work, family, health, financial situation, and life in general. He compared everything he was doing with his new goals. He decided to do more of some things, less of others, and to start doing certain things or stop other activities altogether. This executive had a wonderful quality that all truly effective men and women possess. He was able to step back, analyze his life, make specific decisions, and then carry out those decisions. The result was that within 3 months, he had reduced his work week from 7 days to 5 days, refocused his efforts on the top 20% of his clients, and organized his activities to acquire more clients in that same category. At the same time, he began to reduce and cut back the amount of time he spent with the 80% of his clients who contribute only 20% of his income. This significantly freed up his time and allowed him to spend more time with those clients who provided the majority of his income. With his work life simplified and streamlined, he refocused on his family. He started spending more time with his wife and children. They first agreed to go on a weekend vacation together, something they hadn't done in years. A few weeks later, they took off work and school for an entire week. Within 6 months, he was taking a week off each month with his family. Meanwhile, due to his increased focus on his most valuable clients, his income increased by over 300% in 1 year. He exercised regularly and lost 22 pounds. By doing less of higher value and suspending lower value activities, he dramatically improved the quality of his life in all areas in just a few months. This story is not unique. I've heard it thousands of times across the country and around the world. As soon as people start applying these principles in their daily lives, the results they achieve are often miraculous. They're even surprised by the incredible differences that occur and how quickly their lives change for the better. And what they've done, you can do too. By applying the focal point system to your life, you can double your income and double your free time. Many people achieve these 2 goals in just 30 days. Now, most people, when they hear this double assertion, are skeptical. They simply don't believe it's possible to double their income and double their free time simultaneously. However, this is an old way of thinking that inevitably leads to a physical, emotional, and spiritual dead end. The world has changed dramatically, and we must change with it. In less than 2 generations, we have moved from the industrial age to the service age and into the information age. In the information age, knowledge has become the primary resource and the most valuable factor of production. We have shifted from the era of labor to the mental power era. In this new era, you are no longer rewarded for the hours you put in, but for what you put into those hours. Peter Drucker calls this the knowledge worker era. As a knowledge worker, how you think and achieve results today is entirely different from what it might have been in the past. Today, you are paid for achievements, not activities. You are paid for results, not inputs or the number of hours you work. Your rewards are determined by the quality and quantity of results you achieve in your area of responsibility. This paradigm shift in work opens unlimited opportunities for the creative minority who recognize it and capitalize on it. Do you want to double your income? Of course you would. The only question is how you can do it. Here's a simple way that practically guarantees success. First, identify the things that contribute the most value to you and your company. The 80-20 rule tells you that 20% of your tasks contribute 80% or more of the value of everything you do. So what are the top 20% of your activities that represent or can represent 80% or more of the value of your work? Whatever your answer, from now on, decide to spend more time doing tasks that provide greater value and enable you to achieve the most important results possible for you. Secondly, identify those activities in the bottom 80%, those lower value tasks that consume a lot of time and contribute very little to your results. Resolve to reduce, delegate, and eliminate as many of them as possible as quickly as possible. In a very short time, if you discipline yourself to practice this simple approach, your results and rewards will increase. If you persist in this way of working, you will become increasingly productive. You will achieve more and more productivity, performance, output, and eventually your salary will increase and eventually double. You will start completing more high-value tasks. You will make a more valuable contribution. You will be more respected and esteemed by those who can most help you in your career. You will be paid more because the value of your work will be greater than that of others who spend most of their time on lower value activities, because you will do twice as much at the same time. Then you can increase and eventually double your free time without losing productivity. Your whole life will change for the better. Implementing this simple formula is largely a matter of personal choice. It depends a lot on you. No one else can make this decision for you, and no one else but you can make this decision. Perhaps the most important personal choice you can make is to accept total responsibility for everything you are and everything you will ever be. This is the great turning point in life. Accepting personal responsibility is what separates the superior person from the average person. Personal responsibility is the preeminent trait of leadership and the source of high performance in every person, in every situation. Accepting total responsibility for your life means refusing to make excuses or blame others for anything in your life that does not make you happy. From this moment on, you refuse to criticize others for any reason. You refuse to complain about your situation or what happened in the past. You eliminate all ifs, onlys, and what ifs. Instead, you focus on what you really want and where you are headed. This decision of yours to accept total responsibility for yourself, your life, and your results without excuses is absolutely essential if you truly want to double your income and double your free time. From now on, whatever happens, give it to yourself. I am responsible. When you accept responsibility, you feel personally powerful. Accepting responsibility gives you a tremendous sense of control over yourself and your life. The more responsibility you accept, the more confidence and energy you will have. The more responsibility you accept, the more capable and competent you will feel. Accepting responsibility is the foundation of high self-esteem, self-respect, and personal pride. Accepting personal responsibility is at the core of the personality of every outstanding man or woman. When you accept total responsibility for your life, you begin to consider yourself a freelancer, no matter who signs your paycheck. You see yourself as the president of your own personal services corporation. You see yourself as an entrepreneur running a company with only one employee. You consider yourself responsible for selling a product and your personal services in a competitive market. You consider yourself entirely responsible